It's Cookie on Cookie Streams, and welcome to another stream where today we're hopping into Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. It takes my brain a second to get used to that, to get onto the correct title, because I've been wanting to call it Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations. That's not what it's called. That's not what it's called. But hello, everyone, and hello, chat there, Wyatt and Miles and Roman. Hello, hello, hello. All right, I say we just hop straight into this one, shall we? So here we go. Let me get this. Oh, my water bottle is blocking the way. Hold on. Here we go. Over to the main screen. Let's get that desktop audio rolling. I don't know where a good spot for this face cam is yet. We'll stick it down here for right now. Here we go. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. I'm excited for this one. And if you didn't know, they did actually, Capcom, this company right here, did actually remaster this game just last year, towards the end of last year. So, oh no, Roman, you broke your Titanic, or you nearly broke your Titanic. I'm glad it's nearly and not actually broken. My heart will go on, Jack. Oh, wait, that's great. Let's go. Yes, hype, hype, hype. Let's go. All right. Now, I have to get... Okay, if you don't know, let me just start from the beginning here really fast. Now, me and my sister, we have a channel on... Or sorry, we have a series on my main channel, Classic Cookie Gaming, called Phoenix Wright with Lindsay. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy with Lindsay, where we play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. Now, this Ace Attorney Investigations came out towards the end of last year, so we started playing this on our own. However, we're only... Uh-oh. Is it buffering? Well, anyway, we're only about three cases in, I think. Like 2.5 cases in, and I was like, hey, you want to just, like, stream this, like, over the summer kind of a thing? And she was like, oh, yeah, that sounds like fun. So I'm going to go back in now with this series, get caught up to where we were when we were just playing on our own. And then she's going to join me somewhere halfway through the third case, I think it is. So let's just hop into this game, though. Load in, I think. No, we want to start over, actually. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Okay, so it was the third case, the third episode. We were in the middle of it, I think. Going off of this. Wait, hold on. Oh, we're good. Did I zoom out after FNAF 2? I don't know what you mean by that. It looks like it's where it's supposed to be. You gotta go soon, Pedro? Oh, no. This is... Wait, hold on, I can show you. This is... Ah, I'm on the right thing. This is Ace Attorney Trilogy... No, sorry, Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. In the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy world. How do I start a new game now? Title selection? Oh, here we go, new game. Start from this episode. Episode 1, Turnabout Visitor, yes. Let's go, shall we? To be honest, I chose the name Miles for myself in real life because of Edgeworth. Lol, that's amazing. You have an Ace Attorney problem? No worries at all. I love Ace Attorney universe. March 14th, 1:16 a.m. We have no idea where this is. All question marks. To make sure the defendant is found guilty, what other choice do I have? That's the job of a prosecutor, after all. Oh, this is Miles. That may be true, but why? Why go this far? Oh, it's not... Wait, it's not Miles. Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear enough, but a guilty verdict is all that matters to me. No matter what the costs. Ah! And in true Columbo style, we find out that this is in fact the villain. I'm a prodigy among prosecutors. Always have been, always will be. March 14th, 2:05 a.m. Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor, hallway. I've never seen the remastered versions of these games. This is awesome. Oh, I'm so glad you like it. It looks so cool. It looks so good. Look at this, and Miles running, or walking and running is just amazing too. We'll get to that in a moment, but it's hard to believe that I've been away from my office for a whole month. I hope Detective Gumshoe has been keeping an eye on my office, and keeping it clean. The door is unlocked. Detective Gumshoe? What's this smell? It's very familiar. Blood? I love his tea drinking sprite. It's honestly amazing. I agree. What the? And that dude's real dead. What's the meaning of this? Breeze! Who's this bald guy? Identify yourself. Shut up. You got some nerve. Committing murder in a prosecutor's office? Is that a threat? Let me make one thing very clear. What? No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. He's backing away slowly. Way to go, Miles. We love Miles in this game. Alright. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I can't even say my name correctly. And I work as a prosecutor in my local district. Little did I know that upon my return home after a month abroad, I would be thrusted into a multitude of cases, and some very frantic and busy days. March 14th, 2:56 a.m. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I finished photographing the victim's body. Oh, sorry, that's forensics, not Edgeworth. I finished photographing the victim's body, sir. Very well. Please continue your investigation. Yes, sir. Yeah, I agree, Edgeworth. Why are you just like, what is he doing over there? What is that? I am also confused. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, are you okay, sir? Keep it down, detective. This is a crime scene. Man's got gun trauma from DL6. He's dealing with this so well. For real, though. For real. When I heard that murder that had taken place in your office, I ran up here straight away. This is Dick Gumshoe. He is a detective with the local precinct, and the one they assigned to handle this murder case for the time being. You're looking a little pale, sir. Are you hurt? No, I'm perfectly fine. However... Look what they did to your office! It's totally trashed! I'll say. The culprits sullied my floor with dirt rather well. No one gets away with tracking mud into my office. Whoa! Sounds like you're getting really burned up over this whole thing. This crime was committed in my office, so it is my responsibility to solve it. Oh, that's just like you, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, time to do some investigating. Agreed. Our first course of action is to gather relevant facts and leads. We must not overlook anything, no matter how small, if we are trying to find the truth. So I'll keep any leads or information we find etched in the forefront of my mind. Speaking of things that pique my curiosity, why of all places did the murder occur in my office? Crime scene at my office. Is it really coincidence that the murder took place in my office? That stick with the white ball he has for dusting prints, I believe. But why was he just shaking it, though? Oh, you gotta go. Bye, Roman. We love Gumshoe for real. We love Gumshoe for real. Alright, I get the nagging feeling that this is something important to keep in mind. Yeah, I was wondering that myself, sir. I mean, you can't really say it's just a coincidence, can you? No, not really. Especially because of this. The keys. The key to your office? For security reasons, this office's door has a lock built into it. The office key has been put away into our logic. What do you mean, sir? If you think about it carefully and use logic, it should become clear to you. Logic? By finding the connection between two pieces of information and connecting them, new information is born. That is the end result of using logic. So, how do you use it? The fact that Gumshoe's never heard of logic and he's been a detective for years is honestly one of the funnier things about this book. Or sorry, this video game. First, I recall the information we've gathered with Q, and then I connect them together with T. I know it's for the purpose of a tutorial, but it's still hilarious. Now, to use Q and recall the facts. Use that logic. Alright, crime scene, my office, and the office key. Are they connected? We shall see. Probably because this is just the tutorial. With conviction! Logic. For security reasons, all prosecutors' doors are outfitted with locks. Which means it would have been hard for the murderer and the victim to get in here. Ergo, it's impossible to dismiss the location of this crime as mere coincidence. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking, sir. There must be a reason why someone infiltrated my room. What was the killer after? The killer's goal. We had to find the motive. You're really on the ball today, Mr. Edgeworth. That's some beautiful logic, sir. Yes, well, when you follow leads to their conclusions, only the truth remains. However, if the information doesn't line up properly, I may stray far from the truth as well, otherwise known as losing health. If you not using logic properly will eventually kill Miles Edgeworth. Especially when he works under Edgeworth all the time. For real, though, he should know about his logic. For real. For real. I agree. I think that's another reason why I just feel like this is just... He's just such a funny character to use as the tutorial pig, sort of, as so to speak. Alright. But if I think carefully before piecing leads together, the logic should flow. Well, let's get started with our investigation, shall we? Yes, sir! Begin investigation. High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. The basis of any good investigation is to examine everything, sir. I know that. And when I want to examine something, I simply use spacebar when I'm next to it. Just pull out my keyboard and I hit a spacebar key. Oh, if you ever feel lost and want to talk, just use T, okay? I'll give you great, precise advice as an ace investigator myself. Something to try later if I have free time, I suppose. Alright, let's see. They finished photographing the body, so it should be alright to examine this area. I won't rest, my apologies, until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Like this book with blood on it. I don't believe it. I packed those files on these shelves so tight that not even an earthquake could make them fall off. But just look at them. Don't say earthquake around Miles. We'll see that in case 2. At this rate, the rest of the files won't be able to withstand an earthquake at all. A problem, to be sure. Well, once the investigation is over, we'll put them back up on the shelf. Okay, so there was that. You can also see over here his hand. Let's see here. There's blood all over his lower abdominal area. It looks like the bullet passed clean through his stomach area, sir. In other words, he was shot. Yup, and until the autopsy's done, I don't think we'll know much more than that. Please, have the body sent to the morgue once they're done processing the crime scene. Bullet went clean through the victim's abdomen. The body was found at around 2:05 a.m. Fun fact, the person who was behind the main Ace Attorney games didn't work on the investigations one, so you may or may not notice some differences in characterization. Ooh, interesting. Thanks for that fun fact, Miles. Are you okay, or are you going to be okay with keeping track of the evidence we find, sir? Of course. This is the safest way I know to keep track of it all. Alright, if you say so. That line definitely came with a lot of, times Gumshoe has misplaced evidence. Let's be real. I keep all the evidence I find, either in or with my organizer. When I want to re-examine a piece, I have but to press E to open my organizer. But the organizer isn't only for evidence. I keep people's profiles on hand in it too. It's probably a good idea to make a habit of checking the facts often. Good to note. What about this wallet thing? What do we have here? Hey, I think I've seen one of these before. It's a police badge, detective. Oh, hey, I have the exact same thing, actually. What a coinky-dink. Gumshoe, are you okay? Gumshoe, are you good? Let's take a look inside. Mr. Buddy Faith. It would appear that our victim was a detective, just like you. According to his badge and ID, Buddy Faith was a precinct detective. Interesting. Alright, lots of books have fallen. Your files are all over the floor, sir. They probably fell during the struggle between the victim and his killer. My files are a mess. And I tried so hard to keep this place spotless while you were away. I mean, this just rendered all the time and effort I put in pointless. I don't recall ever asking you to clean my room. Well, I watered the flowers every day, just like you requested, sir. I just added cleaning to the list as a weekend special. For about half a day every Saturday, I'd come in and clean this place until it sparkled. Does he have a life? The friendship dynamic between Gumshoe and Edgeworth is just incredible. Okay, I think that's everything here. It looks like it is. So let's just go back. We have other things to investigate in here, though. But now watch. We're walking, and we're running. We're running in a circle. I'm sorry, I just love doing that. Okay. Watch out for the teacup fragment, sir. That killer is going to pay. This tea set. Yikes, you're really mad over this. This tea set is very dear to my heart, and can only be bought in England. It cost more than your whole month's paycheck. Though that can't be very much, considering what we know about Gumshoe in the, the Ace Attorney trilogy series. What? Now I feel like the killer's wasted one of my monthly paychecks. He has, actually. Little did you know. It's been a while since I've sat at this desk. Oh, how I've missed it. It's so tidy that it looks newer than when I first bought it. Oh, yeah, that thing's so polished that it makes mirrors jealous. Don't tell me you had no other work the entire time I was away, Detective. My job is to protect your office, sir. And you did such a good job protecting it that a murder occurred in it. That's harsh, sir. I have to admit, the desk has never looked better, so I guess I can't dock his pay. I love, if you don't know that, oh my gosh. I am so sorry, I just got a phone call. Hold on, it's actually my little sister who loves this game, oddly enough. I will be right back, because she, never calls me. Give me, 30 seconds here. Okay, we're back. We're back. Let's get back in here. Let's go. Okay, sorry about that. My sister, who the one Lindsay, the one who is going to be playing this with me in the future, she called and she never calls because we live together. So like, I was like, what is going on? It was not an emergency in the slightest, but that's okay. That's okay. Hello, Medikid. Welcome. It's been a while. Good to see you in chat. All right. Oh, it's your trophy. The Knight of Prosecutors, right? King of Prosecutors. And it's not a trophy, it's a shield. They only send this to the winning prosecutor, right? Yes. But I have no real interest in the perceived worth of other people. As for my own worth, that is something only I can determine for myself. That's so slick, sir. I'm gonna have to try saying that sometime. Unfortunately for him, his monetary worth is tied directly to his worth to me. Another joke. What I was going to say before I had to take that phone call. If you don't know the Ace Attorney, like universe, one of the running jokes in it is Miles Edgeworth, because like Detective Gumshoe is basically like his personal precinct detective, kind of. Whenever he does something wrong, the joke, which I think it's actually real, he does do this in the canon, but the running joke as far as the game goes is that he is constantly docking Gumshoe's pay, and it's kind of hilarious. Though it is also a little bit sad if you love Gumshoe, because he's like reduced to having to eat instant ramen for every single meal every day. But it is a funny running joke. Well, it's a good thing my Steel Samurai doll was spared any harm. Speaking of which, I still haven't actually sat down and watched any of that show. What's it all about again? Well, I don't know much about it myself, but the hero of the Steel Samurai, warrior of Neo Old Tokyo, is the Steel Samurai, and his goal is to defeat the evil magistrate. It's a show geared towards kids. However, its high production values and riveting plot draws in a number of adults as well. Spin-offs like Pink Princess, Warrior of Little Old Tokyo, and The Nickel Samurai, along with the deluge of merchandise and even a new stage show, gives it presence. You sure know a lot. Are you sure you're... And that conversation lasted longer than expected. Let us return to the investigation. The Steel Samurai. I do have that entire case on, oh my gosh. Buffering, are you serious? Hold on, I'm gonna reload YouTube really fast, see if we can fix this. A little bit. It does this sometimes. YouTube. Sometimes it just is lagging on my preview and actually is not lagging at all on stream. So I don't know, but anyway. What was I saying? Oh yes, if you want to see the case with the Steel Samurai from the original game, go check out my main channel. I've played through it twice, actually. But anyway, you should play Ghost Trick Phantom Detective if you haven't. Oh, the people behind Ace Attorney made it. Oh, that sounds good. It's amazing. You absolutely can't look it up, though, or you'll be spoiled majorly immediately. Oh, okay. Edgeworth is such a liar. He's the biggest Steel Samurai fanboy. I know. No, I mean, he definitely is. There's no getting around it. There's no getting around it. Hold on, let me find a sticky note to write that down. What is it? Ghost Trick. I'll look it up only on Steam and not read any of the reviews. Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. I'm not a very fast writer. I'm a very sloppy writer, though. So it looks like I wrote it really fast. I mean, Edgeworth, if it's possible, Edgeworth might be a bigger fan than Maya of the Steel Samurai universe. All right, hold on. Oh, here we go. Oh, my. Here we go. All right, let's go. Let's talk to this guy. Do you have anything to report? Sir, yes, sir. Nothing out of the ordinary right now, sir. And yet, there's something out of the ordinary right in front of my eyes. Talk about contradiction. Something out of the ordinary, huh? I should look around a bit more. Oh, this is just the guy to let us know if there's anything still here. Well, yeah, there is this. I already saw it, but I wanted to talk to the guy first. What have we here? Could this perhaps be the murder weapon? If so, it would mean that the killer made their escape after disposing of their gun here. Maya and Edgeworth definitely binged the show together. Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And Miles also secretly has all of the trading cards as well, and is trading them with Maya, and just like has Maya trade them to Penny and the kid for him, so that he doesn't have to, like, you know, he doesn't have to do it himself. I think I've seen one of these before. Care to enlighten me as to where? Oh, I know. I was issued the exact same model, I think. Detective. I don't really like guns all that much. I mean, they're really dangerous. But now that I think about it, you do see this model around the precinct a lot, sir. I don't use mine much, except in emergencies, so that's why I didn't recognize it. So it's the same type of revolver as the ones used by this precinct's detectives. Interesting. Revolver. I seem to have gathered a few pieces of pertinent information. Now to calmly use some logic and figure out if any of them are connected to each other. I shall. Hold on, I gotta talk to this guy first, so. He's dusting the air for fingerprints. Hello? Can I speak to you? How is it coming along? Oh, there's also that chest set in the bottom. Please, I need absolute silence. Fingerprint lifting is a delicate art. Well, I never. I hope we can solve this case quickly. I'd like to return to relaxing on this sofa. That looks like a That thing looks a billion times softer than my mattress at home. Can I sit on it too? Just for a little while, sir. Detective Gumshoe, you know I can't allow that. Until this case is solved, neither of us has time to spare, let alone rest. You're right, sir. I'm gonna work hard and be a real trooper to the end. Even once this case is over, I don't think you can afford to take any time off. Roasted. Alright, is there anything else here? Like this? Can I look at this? Nope. Okay, perfect. Might have to use logic first. I want to investigate this chessboard, though. Ouch! They even knocked over your chess set. I had it all set up, ready for when you got back. I figured we could play a few games. I had no idea you were interested in chess. I'm actually pretty good at checkers, so I thought I'd give chess a try. In that case, I suppose I can set some time aside after we solve this case. Though I don't expect the games to tax my mental acuity much. I'm not smart enough to play Miles Edgeworth. That was a big word. Alright, let's use some logic. Which one was it again? Q. Logic. The killer's goal. I guess I don't really need my mouse around. The signs of a struggle. Revolver. Alright, the killer's goal. Signs of a struggle. Now, I know the real reason why the books are all sprayed across here. But I don't think that comes into play just yet. I think we have to get past a certain point. He can't afford to take time off because you keep talking his pay. For real, though. For real. Alright, let's see. Why did this happen in my office? I think we can link the victim was a detective and the revolver. Connect. It works. Let's go. I was able to do logic in the first case. Let's go. The revolver. The standard model used by detectives. Could it have belonged to our recently departed? Detective Gumshoe, could you please thoroughly check the victim's body one more time? Yes, sir. On it now, sir. Excuse me, pal. Let's see. What have we got here? Mr. Edgeworth, sir. This guy's wearing a gun holster. So it appears that our killer somehow managed to take the victim's gun from him. Interesting. Let's see what else we can find out about this revolver. As I always say, you've got to look really carefully at each piece of evidence. You can use up, down, right, or left to rotate an object. There's no such thing as a bad angle. Use Q and E to zoom in and out to get at the nitty-gritty. Okay, well, I guess there's just... Oop, right here. Where is it? There we go. It looks like only one round was fired from this. Wow, so the killer killed the Vic with just one shot after wresting the gun from him. There's a problem with that, because this gun was used to fire a shot as a warning to us as well, so there should be two missing. Sounds like the guy knew how to handle a gun, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? We have no proof for now, but that is a distinct possibility. I guess this is all about... Nope. I guess this is about all we're going to find out. We should send the body to Jim! Why? Oh, why? How could this have happened to a guy like you? Are you alright? Don't touch me! Leave me alone! Just leave me. Let me be. Tip win. That is a good tip. That is a good tip. Sorry, but I can't do that. The investigation is still ongoing, so please refrain from touching the body. The body? The body? Don't talk about him like he's just some lump of flesh. Look at him. Jim looks like he's just turned in for the night. Sure. Just in a blood-stained suit, pal. Where are my manners? Aren't you that prosecutor? Why, yes, I am. I'm Jacques Portsman, prosecutor. Jim here was my partner in crime busting. I'm Miles Edgeworth, and like you, I am also a prosecutor. Detective Dick Gumshoe, sir. So you're Miles Edgeworth. I guess this is your office? Yes, that is correct. Then it was you. You're the one who killed Jim. Hey, don't go around jumping to conclusions, pal. Just calm down, okay? I will not. I know how things work around here. High prosecutor's office doors all have locks built into them. And only the owner of the office has the key to his or her own office door. That is correct. However, I was not the one who killed your partner. Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth has been overseas on a business trip this whole time, pal. And the key to the door was with me the entire time, okay? So the only one who could get in here was me. Wait, that means... I'm not sure what that means. So it was you then. You're Jim's killer. No way, pal. You got it all wrong. Everyone calm down. Mr. Portsman, correct? If you are a real prosecutor, you should know how to stay collected. The investigation has only just begun. Isn't it too early to be drawing conclusions? Alright, I get the point. You're right, my mistake. I tend to get a little too hot-headed sometimes. You sure are one cool customer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I've heard all the rumors about you. You're the great genius prosecutor. You're something of a legend, you know. Anyway, let's call a truce and work together, okay? Now, how about a handshake to seal the deal? A pleasure to work with you. You guys were conducting your investigation, right? Sorry for barging in like that. Carry on then. It's your room after all. Thank you. I intended Nope, I intend to. Don't go jumping to conclusions, pal. Says the most jumping to conclusions guy ever. So right. Honestly, a brilliant line there from Gumshoe. Let's see. I just want a little more time to say goodbye to Jim. You there. Sir! Oh? I want to capture this scene on film no, I want you to capture this scene on film for me. My final farewell to my partner, Jim. What on earth is this? I'm kind of with Miles here and his, like, indignant sort of pose there. I should probably give them some space. On the bright side, I think we can go investigate this now. Ah, your jacket, sir. What's it doing on the floor? It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to Oh, no, sorry. That wrong voice. It must have fallen off the wall when the killer tried to threaten me by firing a round. So the killer not only shot the victim, but they shot your jacket as well. They dared to shoot the ultra special jacket that you made your prosecutorial debut in? Big word for you there, Gumshoe. What if they had shot through it? It would have been a disaster. It's not going... Words are hard. It's not worth getting worked up over, Detective. Not when there's something more here. Huh? Like what? I take it you haven't noticed it yet, Detective. There is a giant contradiction right here in front of us. Really? Vibe into the music. Vibe into the music. Did I say contradiction? He must be rubbing off on me. I'm starting to sound like him. But I have my own methods, and I will conduct this investigation in my way. When the scene before me contradicts a piece of evidence or seems off, that's when my deductive skills come into play. First, I have to find the spot that holds the contradiction. I found it. It's right here. This is it. This bullet hole is where the contradiction lies. When I spot something that's off, I should point my cursor at it and press T with conviction. And when I have found sufficient proof to prove the contradiction, I present it. I actually looked at the history. Hold on. This is how I do things. In case you were wondering. Okay, it's this, present this. Eureka! Oh, this is even greater than objection. TBH. This bullet hole is the contradiction. What do you mean, sir? It's elementary. 2 shots were fired in this room. I really wish he had said my dear Gumshoe. The first felled... Sorry, hiccup. The first felled the victim. And the second felled this frame. Hey, that's right. However, this gun was only fired once. Hey, that's true too. Which means that one of these 2 bullets was fired from a different gun. Did the killer have another gun prepared for tonight? Very possible considering what we just found out. You broke your trumpet out of its 3-year-long slumber just to learn music from the investigations games. Such a good... Oh, it really is. It's so good. It's so good. The music is so good. Such a good OST for real. By the way, I noticed something, sir. Yes. Yes? What's that thing sticking out from behind the frame? Ah, that. It's a secret safe. Secret safe? Oh, I smell money. I'll spare us the trouble and just say it. Nothing like what you're imagining is inside. Now, if you could kindly move this frame out of the way. Roger that. Talk about dusty. I suppose that's what happens when I'm not here to dust it once in a while. I had no idea there was a safe here, or I'd have kept it clean for you, sir. So, when did you put this thing in? It wasn't something I had installed personally. Every prosecutor's office has one. Really? I had no idea. Well, only prosecutors are supposed to have knowledge of their existence. So, what's inside, Mr. Edgeworth? Right now? Nothing. We only use them to store especially important evidence when a trial is in session. That's it? Talk about squashing my hopes and dreams. So each trial evidence... Okay. Each prosecutor has one. Only prosecutors know about them, and they're for trial evidence use. I won't rest until I have inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Okay. Thanks for telling me that again, Miles. Now this is odd. You found something, sir? This keypad. Don't you find it to be a bit too clean? Yeah, there's a thick layer of dust all around it, but not on the keypad itself. You there, the forensic scientist. Yes, sir! Could you please dust this area for fingerprints? You got it, sir. I couldn't find, let alone lift, a single print. Looks like it was wiped down well. All the fingerprints on this have been wiped off clean. Or clean off. Interesting. The prints were wiped. As I thought. It appears that logic is the only way around this setback. Time to rationally and calmly connect the dots with the information we have. Time to logic. Come shoot out of my way. I need to logic. You called, sir? No, I'm sorry. I keep on hitting the wrong button. That's my bad. No, go back. Escape. Oh no, that just pauses the game. Uh-oh. Oh wait, there we go. Z. Q, not E. Or sorry, not T. Q, not T. T is for deducing. Okay, I think we can connect the killer's goal with wiped fingerprints. Deduce with conviction. Booyah! I'm a genius. I am such a detective. A great detective. I believe I have figured out what the murderer was after. Well, what is it, sir? The fact that the safe was wiped clean of fingerprints suggests that the criminal had at least attempted to open my safe, making the culprit's motive for breaking and entering theft, I believe. So the motive could be theft. I wonder if knowing that the motive behind this break-in was theft changes what the other pieces of information can tell me about this crime. Signs of a struggle. Instead of a struggle, this could just be him looking for stuff. There we go. So here it comes into play. And deduce with conviction. Booyah. This was the thing I knew. This is the only thing I remember from this case. There is a possibility that the files splayed on the floor are not the result of a struggle between the victim and his killer. Oh, you mean like it could be from when the killer tried to find something, sir? Precisely. We need to figure out if any of the files have been stolen. Yes, sir. I'm gonna shelve files like you've never seen before, even at a library. Sure. Let's give that a try. Why do all the good ones always die young? Surely you must ponder that every once in a while, Mr. Edgeworth. No matter how much we lament, the dead will not come back to life. All we can do is search for the truth. And so, what are we supposed to do? How do we go about finding the truth? First, we calmly restore the files to their rightful place. You got it. Here, let me help. So this file goes here, and that book goes there. You sure know a lot about where things go, despite it being Mr. Edgeworth's office. Because I'm the one who keeps it tidy, pal, okay? Done. Oh, you're gonna make the city tomorrow? You might build some special things with it, like a cookie store? Oh, that would be amazing, Roman. Cookie stores are just great. I might be a little bit biased, but you know. It would appear that the murder was definitely committed here. The blood stains on the bookshelf are still fresh. I suspect that the victim was killed in a standing position, hence the prints on the shelf. And then the guy fell onto the floor, right? The blood on the floor is kinda grossing me out. Detective, I don't have the time to deal with your weak stomach right now. But you know I'm no good with blood, sir. I'm certain there's something wrong with this picture. I believe, like, okay, there's this. So this is where the bullet lodged itself after it went through the victim, huh? For the bullet to be lodged so squarely in a file spine indicates that the files were ransacked after the shooting had occurred. What's tomorrow's stream? Probably this. Then I guess the victim was moved because he was in the killer's way. Very good, Gumshoe. Alright, let's see. Everything is in order, it appears. But there... Okay, we already looked at the blood. Or sorry, the bullet hole right there. If you wanted to, I think the webcam might be a bit better in the top left to uncover the text box. Okay. Whatever is better for viewership, honestly, because I do not see the face cam when I'm watching, or sorry, when I'm playing at all for this game, so whatever's best for the viewers. Alright. I feel like there was a book missing, but I guess it's not. O, A, B, C, D, E, yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay. I put them all back just as they should be, sir. Doesn't look like anything's missing. Although, it does look like the killer moved the body to flip through my shelves. I wonder if they found what they were looking for. There's OJ over there. Like orange juice. Alright, we looked at all the books. I feel like the books were important. Oh, hold on. It appears that the victim was in a sitting position here after being shot. Oh, so that's why the seat of the victim's pants has blood on it. That would be the logical conclusion. Okay, is this all? Let's do a sneaky... Oh, no, the victim himself. The killer moved the body because it was leaning against the bookshelf. The blood on this guy's pants proves that pretty well. In a sense, I suppose. See, I'm not completely useless, Mr. Edgeworth. Not completely. Okay, I think that might be all for now. Is there something we can deduce? Oh. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? I don't know. Oh, the bullet went clean through. Here we go. Present. Eureka! Eureka! This is clearly where the contradiction lies. I don't really see what's so wrong with that spot. Ha! You don't understand? You see. Therein lies the contradiction. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, it'd be nice if you just admit when you're wrong. That wasn't a mistake. Oh. That was me keeping you on your toes, detective. Hold on, I meant to push here. The bullet hole. Right? Is it not the bullet hole? Because... yeah, he couldn't have gotten hit in the stomach if the bullet was there. Oops. Right? Eureka! Eureka! Uh-oh. Oh, no, here we go. There is clearly a contradiction here with this bullet hole. What do you mean, sir? You don't see. Quite simply, the bullet hole itself is too low. If the victim was shot in the stomach, the hole should be much higher up. But what if the guy was shot while he was sitting or lying down, sir? That would be illogical. The victim leaned against this shelf here after being shot, which suggests that he was standing when he was shot. And that means... Wait. What does that mean, sir? It means you need to use your brain every once in a while instead of mine, detective. In any case, it means someone made a faulty assumption, and it was from this mistake that our current contradiction was born. What is this faulty assumption that caused this problem with the bullet hole's position? The position of the body, the position of the handprints, the order of the files. I don't think it was the order, because it was all on the ground. Oh wait, no, it was the files. Wasn't it? I remember it being the files. Yeah, OD was actually up here somewhere. Yes, that's what it was. That one I do kind of remember. I remember there's something wrong about the order of the files, so we can chalk that up more to remembering than actually being a good detective, but it's fine. It's fine. I believe the order of the files is a bit off. You mean I put them back in the wrong order just now? Hey, actually, I think the labels on the files are wrong. Sir? Oh? Yeah, you see here how the files that were shot begin with the number 0? What are those doing all the way down there after 1, 2, and 3? That's really weird. Actually, the way they are organized now is the correct order. They are exactly as I see them in my mind's eye. But the numbers are all out of order. Those white binders are special, so they are arranged a little differently. But from this, we know that the files were not in this order when the crime occurred. Aha! Oh, sorry. Aha! So that's it. I believe the killer made the same incorrect assumption as you just did, Detective. Let's rearrange the files in numerical order and see what we find out. Do you think it'd be okay to prop the body back up to how it was before it was moved? They finished processing the crime scene, so I don't see why it wouldn't be. If you please, Detective Gumshoe. Oh, he is... Oh, is that a hat or is he bald? It doesn't matter. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. The killer went through my files first before shooting Mr. Faith, and then put the files back in numerical order, I guess. Exactly. And then proceeded to shoot the victim. But why would someone kill a man and then look through your files one more time? Puzzling indeed. The files were thrown into disarray twice, once before and once after the crime. But why? The culprit rearranged my files twice, once before and once after the murder. Why did he do this? Why indeed? Now the crime scene is as it was at the time of the murder. Time to give it another look. Interesting. There must be some reason as to why the victim's body was moved, but there is no time to ponder that now. Let us continue with our investigation, Detective. Roger that, sir. I'm raring to go. Alright, nothing more with the body. Bullet hole is now up here, which is interesting. It makes a lot more sense with that blood spattering arrangement around it. As I suspected, the bullet hole is now where it should logically be. And we figured out... Oh no, sorry. And we figured out that the killer went through your bookshelf twice. Indeed, there are many things the killer did that don't make sense. But to figure out the whys, we need more information. Oh my, well now we can see this. It looks like it says Gumshoe, upside down, although it's missing the H. This. What is that? Why does it say Gumshoe on there in blood? I'd say that's some incredibly incriminating evidence. Yes, indicative of criminal activity indeed. No, wait, there's gotta be some mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, help me, say something, sir. It appears that one of my files was stolen. Is that all, sir? What about me and my situation? Is this what the killer was really after? Stolen file data jotted down in my organizer. Investigation complete. Health restored. Well, that's pretty decisive. See you in the detention center, detective. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of his killer in the end. Oh, wait, sorry, that wasn't Edgeworth. Looks like Jim was able to leave us the name of our killer in the end, or something like that. And this most important message managed to reach us. I'm telling you, it wasn't me! You can't be terribly pleased to hear that your beloved partner is the guilty party. If you are going to accuse Detective Gumshoe of being the culprit, I sincerely hope you have some proof to back it up. Jim's words, they're more than enough, wouldn't you say? If that's how you want to play it, then at least allow me to understand your reasoning. You got it. Why would he write it upside down, though? Seems a bit odd. I guess maybe, like, trying to use his hand and he couldn't, like, turn all the way. Maybe that's why. I don't know, though. Oh my gosh. Separate thing, but Luigi's Mansion, the Luigi's Mansion soundtrack just dropped on Nintendo Music, so that's pretty cool. I don't like this one bit. There's something strange about this man's attitude, and there must be some sort of flaw to his logic waiting for me to dig out. Like a game about digging a hole. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you going to do? What I always do in court. I'm going to cross-examine him. One way or another, I'll explode. Not explode. Miles is not exploding anything. I'll expose the flaw in his logic with this technique. Ooh, how did you do that? Or how do you do that? Can you explain it to me, sir? Might as well. Alright, first I listen to the witness's testimony. If I find a flaw in the testimony, something that contradicts the evidence, I open my organizer with E and present the piece of contradictory evidence. To present something, I simply use T, but that's old news. But it's not like there's gonna be a flaw in their testimony every time, right? Correct, and at those times, I need to press the witness with Q. Sometimes by pressing, I can draw out new information and new or modified testimony, just like the one I don't want to mention. I think I get it, sir. I'll be sure to try this technique out during investigations, too. Very well. I'll even show you how it's done. Now, watch carefully. We're in a showdown. We're in a showdown. Mr. Portsman's logic. Argument. Oh, you can't see the flashing. Hold on. Let me show you the flashing really fast. It's not that important, but argument. Okay, we'll put it away now. Let's see. Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Furthermore, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. And it will be hit by his final words that you will be brought to justice. A problem, though, is that it's still kind of theft, because there was a file stolen, was there not? You intend to argue that the victim's dying message points to his killer. I can hear Jim's voice, and he's calling for his killer's arrest. Are you sure you're not mishearing his words, Mr. Portsman? There is no way Detective Gumshoe is the culprit here. I will find the flaw in this man's logic, and expose it with credible evidence. Argument. Argument. ... Detective Gumshoe, you stole Jim's gun from him and shot him dead. Further, you messed up the files to make it look like you had committed theft instead. That's when you moved Jim's body that was sitting in front of the bookshelf. But thanks to that, you didn't notice the bloody letters his body was hiding. I feel like... I'm sorry. That doesn't really make much sense, does it?
Hold it!
Hold it. Why do you think that the killer didn't notice the bloody letters? The body was covering it quite well, wouldn't you say? That's how he missed it. But judging by what I've seen, it doesn't take much for your detective to miss something. Who do you think you are? You know nothing about me, pal. There's a lot a person can understand about another from first impressions alone. I can't say I disagree with him on that point. Why don't you say something, sir? Not you too, Mr. Edgeworth. Despite his lack of attention to detail, I don't believe the detective to be the culprit. Nobody could have overlooked the bloody letters, and I can prove it with evidence. I couldn't ask for a better setup for the game-finishing spike. It'll be his final words that brought him to justice. Let's look at our evidence here. One of the files that were written upon in blood was stolen by the culprit. What evidence do we have? I don't really know. Can we present this? Because there's something missing. Also, I'm pretty sure Gumshoe's name is misspelled. Unless that's supposed to be an H. It just looks like an S right now, though. Pretty weak argument for a prosecutor. You're so right. Never said he was a good prosecutor, though. Perhaps you're not aware, Mr. Portsman, but there is a serious flaw in your logic. Bringing a bit of the courtroom into this, I see. No problem, I'm game. I can't help but find it odd. Excuse me? Odd that a fellow prosecutor would be brought down by the power of his own office. What are you talking about? Oh, you're joking. I get it. If you have the time to laugh, then you have the time to take another closer look at this. Do you still not see? If not, may I direct your attention to the missing file? What? That's impossible. What's impossible, Mr. Portsman? Nothing. The files on that shelf are all about a certain case. When the killer went to take the file after murdering your partner, I highly doubt they could have missed the bloody letters written on the spines. It's possible that they could have taken the file before committing the murder. I think it's pretty obvious that the file was stolen after it was written on. The missing letters in the detective's name, where the file should be, is proof. Yeah, I mean, the S is gone, and there's only half an H. If Detective Gumshoe really was the culprit of this case, I highly doubt that even he could overlook his own name written in blood on the files. Especially as a detective who can't stand the sight of blood. That's true. Gumshoe can't stand the sight of blood. There's no way he's gonna be touching blood. Which means what exactly? What does that make this dying message? It makes it the work of a criminal intent on tampering with the crime scene. the single blink. That's so low. I can't believe the criminal tried to pin this whole thing on me, sir. I'm gonna get him, sir. You'll see, I'm gonna have them under arrest in no time. Well, Mr. Portsman? Brilliant. Absolutely splendid. Logic deserving of Olympic gold. I appreciate the praise, but it doesn't change the fact that your reasoning is flawed. Meh, you win some and you lose some. That's how life goes. Why do I keep getting the hiccups? Glad everyone's so cheery, even though I feel more dead than alive. But, you know, it really is a shame. I really didn't want to have to bring this up. However... What is it this time? Are you still after me, pal? Humor me for a second. Who has the key to this office? That would be me. But Mr. Edgeworth just proved that I'm innocent, pal. Oh my gosh, where did he get the lab coat? That's crazy. He just has a lab coat in his pocket. It's like instant expansion lab coat. That's absolutely right, and I acknowledge your innocence. Then why do I sense that you still have something to say? Just have my fancy lab coat. Well, I was thinking, did you know there is one other person with a key to this office? One other person. Oh no, he's been holding the jacket. Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. He puts it on really fast, though. Hey, you there. Yes, sir. What is it, sir? Would you kindly fetch and escort that lovely young lady here for me? A lady? The girl is a member of this building's security. Think of her as a material witness. Security? Did you say security? No, stop it, pal. Don't. What's wrong with him all of a sudden? Oh, I remember. I believe she needs no introduction. I have called upon Miss Maggie Bird, a member of security. Detective Gumshoe, sir? Maggie? Miss Bird is the security guard on watch tonight. I see, and your point is? My point is that she could very well have used it. And by it, I mean the master key, which can open all the office doors in this building. What? If you are not the guilty party, Detective Gumshoe, then the only other person with access to this room is Miss Bird. How dare you? I would never sneak into someone's room. That's right. I refuse to believe that Maggie's the culprit, pal. It was me. That's right. I did it. Can we take that as a confession, Detective? Well, it wasn't really me, but it definitely wasn't Maggie, pal. So, yeah, it was me. If it was, you'd have no problems with that, right? Right? Please refrain from flying off the handle, Detective. There's no need for such theatrics. Listen to your boss, Detective. He understands what I'm saying here. That girl is the only one who could have committed the crime, and for one simple reason. We have another argument. Reason for suspicion. It's pretty obvious that Miss Bird snuck into your room using the master key. I mean, if Detective Gumshoe isn't the one who opened the door, then that leaves only Miss Bird as our prime suspect. On top of which, she knows our good detective, doesn't she? Making it all the more probable that she was the one who faked the dying message. So you're saying she used the master key? Incredibly incriminating evidence, wouldn't you say? That's what you claimed about the evidence earlier as well. That was then. This is now. The flow of a good match always changes during a rally. It's all about your reflexes and reaction time, especially for an athlete like me. I wonder if there was anyone else other than Miss Bird who could have used the master key. It seems that the only way to get Mr. Portsman to give me more details is to press him. Let's go. Reason for suspicion. Why is this pretty obvious, sir? Whoops, I hit the wrong button. Go back. Press. Hold it. Are you sure Miss Bird is the only member of security who could have used the master key? There's only one person on staff at this time of night, and tonight, she's it. Isn't that right, Miss Bird? That's, true, but I wasn't able to use the master key at the time of the crime, sir. Wasn't able to? What's that supposed to mean? Yes, moving on. I'd hate to get sidetracked by something unrelated. What do you mean, unrelated? I want to hear what she has to say, pal. But you You can't really trust her not to tell lies. Plus, I hate wasting time. Should I hear Miss Bird out? I think we should. As for more details. Not so fast. I, too, am interested in hearing what Miss Bird has to say. Didn't I say it'd be a waste of time? We don't need to hear her lies. I'll be the judge of that. Miss Bird, if you please. I discovered that the master key was missing at around 1 a.m., sir. What do you mean by missing? It was gone. As in, it wasn't anywhere in the security booth, sir? The killer must have stolen it. Miss Portsman. Mr. Portsman, I should say. I believe this to be an important piece of testimony, don't you? I can't believe that someone like you would be taken in by such words. I'm not lying, sir. If that's the case, then I'd like to know why you have the master key now. I don't quite know. It just reappeared all of a sudden, sir. Ha! A likely story. And where is your proof that the key was stolen to begin with? I bet you just forgot where you put it and then found it again. I never lose things. I can practically guarantee that. With me, if something disappears, it's usually because someone stole it. Yeah, pal, trust me. You don't want to test just how bad her luck is. Unfortunately, I can't deem this piece of testimony as conclusive. Glad you agree, Mr. Edgeworth. Ugh, but... You still haven't established Maggie's motive for breaking into Edgeworth's office. Mr. Edgeworth's office. Her motive? Didn't we already establish that it was theft? But why would she want to steal that file? I mean, the culprit clearly went through the bookshelves and at least tried the safe. It is as Mr. Portsman says, Detective. Wait, tried the safe? Maggie wouldn't have known about that, though. I can't ignore the fact that all the evidence points towards a motive of theft. But I'm done taking blows. It's time to counterattack with a few facts of my own. Let's see. I'd mess up shelves to the wipe down safe. I'd say thievery. Well, I'd say only the prosecutors know about them. So, boom. Objection. Do you wish to continue insisting that Miss Bird was set on stealing something? Why not? It's the truth, after all. It was also by your logic that we came to the whole thievery conclusion anyway. That may be, but you must also be aware of the fact that the safe is a secret safe, the existence of which is only privy to prosecutors. Which you should know because you're one. You are one. I find it a little hard to believe that a hidden safe was a part of her cunning plan. But she could have found it by accident while she was turning everything else upside down. I highly doubt that. I'd say the culprit knew exactly what they were looking for. After all, only the bookshelf and the safe were targeted. Yeah, even I didn't know about that safe, pal. And that means there's no way Maggie could have known about it either. Then, are you proposing that the killer is a prosecutor? Interesting conclusion. That's definitely looking more and more probable. What's more, prosecutor? What's wrong, prosecutor? Do you have a different suspect in mind now? Curses! Why? What made you... What's with the angry face all of a sudden? It's all my fault. What do you mean? It's Jim. He knew about the existence of the secret safes. What did you just say? We were partners, like inseparable conjoined twins. Weird analogy, but okay. That's why I told him. I filled him in on the secret safes. Then that means... Yeah, I know. I had only just told him too. Obviously, it was wrong of me to tell him. I still can't quite believe it, but the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. This guy not only has the gall to murder his partner, which, by the way, we do know he's the murderer from the opening cutscene. Not only did he murder his partner, now he's trying to frame his partner for a theft. This is crazy. But the thief who broke into your room was probably Jim. Now he's claiming that the victim was the thief. And you were simply trying to stop him, weren't you, Miss Maggie Bird? Excuse me? I mean, you are a security guard, right? That's your job? But killing is going a bit too far, even in your risky profession. What the? You're still accusing Maggie of the murder? Yes and no. I mean, she had stumbled upon Jim, who had probably drawn his gun. Another problem with this is that he was killed by his own gun, but anyway. I get it. It was self-defense, wasn't it? No, I couldn't. I could never do something like that, not even as a security guard, sir. Plus, even if he was the thief, he wouldn't have a key to this office. Which is precisely why he had to steal it, wouldn't you say? It was Jim who stole the master key. Ah! Pretty impossible for a supposedly stolen key to be here with us, unless you retrieved it from Jim after you killed him. Which also there's a problem with that because Jim never left the office. He died in the office. Mr. Portsman, are you honestly accusing your own partner of being a thief? I don't want to admit it, but it's the only way for everything else to make sense. Has he no honor? Now then, I think we're done here. The investigation waits for no man. Would you people be so kind as to see yourselves out? You can't kick us out. This is Mr. Edgeworth's office. Ah, but I'm the one who's been assigned to this case. You are all suspects to varying degrees, and therefore ineligible to run this show. Listen, pal, how many times do I have to say this? Maggie can't be the culprit. Detective Gumshoe, calm yourself. But sir, we have no choice but to accommodate his request. For now. Haha, thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. At least one of you understands. Now then, if you could remove yourselves from my crime scene, I'd be most grateful. Mark my words, Mr. Portsman. We will meet again. If that's a formal request from the legendary prosecutor himself, then I suppose so. Now don't disappoint me, you hear? To be continued. So we finished the beginning of this case. Let's save, not over my other game save. Let's save over this one right here. Really fast. Turnabout visitor. Okay, actually we completed, well actually there may not be a middle in this one. So I guess it's just a beginning and a ladder. So we're on to the ladder. Halfway through this first one. Or we're in the middle. I don't... Oh, wait. I was looking at the wrong save. Okay. The last autosave was still in the beginning. Okay. So that means, yeah, there's no middle to this one. We're already to the ladder. Gumshoe's first and last name both mean detective. So he's detective. Oh, yeah. I knew that Gumshoe was. I had forgotten about this first name being one. But yeah. Yeah. That used to be an old, like, noir one. Yes, good catch there. I love the names of the characters in this game. Okay, I'm going to take about a 1-minute break as we're in the middle of this. Maybe 1:30. So go grab yourself a snack. Go take a restroom break. Whatever you got to do. I'll be back in about a minute and a half. I'm back. Here we go. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Time to continue. Ooh, that was crazy. March 14th, 4:18 a.m. Prosecutor's Building, 12th floor hallway. What is with that prosecutor? I can't believe how rude he was. It was unbelievable. Please maintain your professionalism, detective. I'm gonna find some real solid evidence proving Maggie's innocence. You'll see, sir. But we've been kicked out of the crime scene, sir. True. So, then, what now? Looks like my life's fallen into yet another gigantic ditch. Do not despair, Miss Bird. We can overcome this as well. There are many other places and things we should be looking into anyway. Eh? Really, sir? For example, this hallway. The linchpin of this argument against Miss Bird is related to the master key. In that case, this hallway is the perfect place to look for more information regarding the mystery surrounding my door. Begin investigation. On the 12th floor hallway. I'll talk to Maggie. I was wondering if I may speak with you for a bit concerning this case. I've always been a big fan of the courtroom, but this is like a dream where I'm being cross-examined by the Miles Edgeworth. I can't let this chance pass me by. I must remember to ask her about the master key. I should jog her memory by showing my notes to her with tea. Okay. The victim. Oh wait, never mind. The key. Present. So, when did you discover that the master key was missing? By the time I realized it, I think it was around 1 a.m., sir. And I noticed it was back at around 2:30 a.m. It was just sitting there on the ledge where the security room's reception window is. But I'm sure that between those two times, it was not just gone, but stolen, sir. Why is such an important key stored in such an insecure place? It's not like that, sir. We always keep the key further inside the room, away from the window. Always, you say, except for this time, correct? Well, I admit that was a bit careless, but I had my reasons. I left it out because I was sort of using it at the time. It was after I had used it that I left it sitting out on the ledge. She used the master key. Why did you use it? Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, let's ask about that. What did you mean by used the master key? Oh, I had to use it to open the door for this prosecutor who had forgotten his key. Oh? I mean, it's my job as a security guard, right? Ah. What is it? That's right, I just remembered. The prosecutor who forgot his key. It was Mr. Portsman, sir. What? Please tell me more, Miss Bird. Quickly. Forgetful Mr. Portsman. It was around 12 a.m. Mr. Portsman had forgotten his office key, so he came down to security, sir. And that's when you loaned the master key to him. No way. It's against regulations to loan the master key out to anyone. I walked with Mr. Portsman to his office and opened the door for him personally, sir. I see. And then, what happened after that? Well, he called for me to come close up his office as he was leaving to go home. That was around 1:30 a.m., I think. So, in summary, for the sake of one forgetful prosecutor, you used the master key twice tonight. Talk about suspicious. I doubt you can say that you've never left your keys at home, detective. I think this calls for a thorough examination of Mr. Portsman's door. What about the victim? Have you ever met the victim before? Well, I've seen him a couple of times before when I had to go to Mr. Portsman's office. Mr. Faith was always playing basketball with Mr. Portsman, sir. That sounds like fun. Just once I'd have loved to play with them. It sounds fun, but the only person ever taking a shot was Mr. Portsman. All Mr. Faith ever did was pass in the ball, sir. On second thought, I don't think I'd have fit in all that well with them. Alright, Maggie Bird. Miss Maggie Bird, correct? I take it that you are an acquaintance of the detective. She was under my supervision back when she was still on the force, sir. One day she got caught up in a murder and things started going downhill, so she quit. But I owe a lot to Detective Gumshoe for introducing me to my current employer. Or so I thought until a few hours ago. Right before I was about to clock out for the night. You got caught up in this whirlwind of a case, correct? Don't worry. My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building. Holy, how did you survive? I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and now I even managed to be named a criminal just when I've become a security guard. That's a lot to go through in one lifetime. I know, and just when I thought I had finally found my happiness. Oh, you're right, the game's audio is muted. Thank you. Thank you, Miles. I wind up getting you and Detective Gumshoe involved in my bad luck. You don't need to worry about me, Miss Bird, nor do you need to worry about yourself. I will solve this case and prove your innocence. All I ask in return is for your cooperation. Yes, sir, Mr. Edgeworth. You can count on me. I'll do all I can to help. Okay, well, that's that. We'll look at our organizer right here. Not that way. Where's the thing that says that she used it twice? Well, anyway. The body was found at 2. The key was not returned until like 2:30. She used the key at 1:30, which means it would have had to have been stolen after that. Oh, not this guy. Prosecutor Payne. It looks like you're in quite the pinch, Mr. Edgeworth. To be sure, a murder within the walls of the prosecutor's office is no trifling matter. We must find, apprehend, and punish the killer accordingly, post haste. Sounds like a messy case you've got on your hands. If you ever feel lost or need some advice, my door is always open. How gracious. I will keep your offer in mind. Who is this guy again? I love that line. Oh my gosh, you're right. Why is it muting? Did I click it twice on accident? Oh! It's the keybind. I keep on hitting the keybind before coming back. Got it. Okay. It's now unmuted. Winston Payne cameo. And honestly, one of my favorite lines in the game. I mean, to be fair, I'm only through like 2 episodes of it in my other playthrough. But, favorite line in the game so far. Who is this guy again? What is this basketball doing here? That's Mr. Portsman's prized possession, sir. I heard he also plays soccer, dodgeball, and even tennis. And not a single one of those sports is suitable to be played in a hallway. Especially not basketball. These ceilings, how high are these ceilings? My goodness. I assume that's a 10-foot goal. High ceilings for a hallway. What is a basketball hoop doing here? Hey, didn't this used to be just outside next to the building a long time ago? So when and why was it moved indoors? I don't remember exactly, but I saw one of the officers drag it up here recently. Drag it? I heard that it wouldn't fit in the elevator, so the poor guy had to bring it himself. all the way up to the 12th floor. Okay, we've talked to... Let's sprint. We've talked to Maggie. We've talked to to Payne. Seen that. Okay, let's investigate the door. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. 1203. Room 1203. I take it that this is Mr. Portsman's office. Yeah, you can't mistake it because of that basketball hoop, sir. Oh, that reminds me. Mr. Portsman had actually wanted room 1202 really badly. But since you were already occupying it, Mr. Edgeworth, we put him next door, sir. So, why was Mr. Portsman so particular about getting room 1202? I'm not sure, but I bet it's because of something like his birthday is December 2nd? The wall seems to be 2 Edgeworths tall. 1 Edgeworth equals 5'10", so they're pretty tall walls. I think we should always use Miles Edgeworth as a... Like, we need to officially turn Miles Edgeworth into a measurement. This is 1 Miles Edgeworth tall. Or long. It would be so funny. Yep, that's gotta be it. I can't think of another reason why. I can think of at least 3. Bah. Why am I even wasting time thinking about this? What 3 reasons did he come up with? I don't know, but... The door is locked tight. I bet the old credit card trick wouldn't work here, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? This is the office of a high prosecutor, detective. These doors should be pretty ineffective if the average cat burglar could get through them. Aha! So I guess only a great cat burglar could get in. That must be who our culprit is. Might I advise you to return that conclusion to whatever pawn shop you bought it from? Oof. A minimalist, yet classy door made of top quality wood. It's kind of majestic too, fits in really well with the ambiance of the prosecutor's offices. Even Mr. Portsman seems dignified, just because he works behind one of these. Nonsense. A man doesn't become more or less dignified because of where he works. Well, he still seems more dignified than Mr. Payne. Mr. Payne? I suppose custodial work can also be dignified. This is great. I forgot about this line, though, where he just thinks that Mr. Payne is a custodian. Alright, let's see. Anything else of importance? There is one thing I remember about the basketball hoop. Wanted 1202. Oh, do they... I don't know. I believe he may have switched rooms or something. Can we look at our door? We're inspecting every nook and cranny. 1202. These 4 numbers on a number plate alone proclaim this to be my office. Whoops! Hey, these number plates slide right out, sir. They have to be able to take the plate off when a room becomes vacant, you know. Although, the idea that it can be so easily removed is kind of... Yes? Unsettling? Okay. It's sturdily made, making it near impossible to break in by force. It's almost majestic, sir. I wish I could be as stately as this door. Only Gumshoe would praise a door as something greater than himself. Being a detective has its own rewards, and a certain virtuous value, I think. If you live up to your full potential, that's a poignant trait that anyone can admire. I see. So you're saying, sir, that me being me is the best thing I can do for everyone? Right. That long pause wasn't exactly reassuring, sir. It wasn't supposed to be, Gumshoe. Okay, let's see. Anything else? I don't think so, but I think it has something to do with the nameplates, or the number plates, I should say. Oh, hold on, there's a book right there. Underneath the chair. The number plates being able to slide in and out so easily kind of is very suspicious. Oh, it's the book. Ah, Isn't this the missing Zero series file, sir? It just looks like it says O. Because the 0 looks like an O and then H. File O. No doubt about it. The bloody letters mark it clear as day. There seem to be a few pages missing. Our thief took only what was necessary and left the rest behind. So what are these 0 files about, sir? I guess they've got something worth stealing in them, huh? Not particularly. It's just a collection of court case files. However, the cases within these files are not mine. Huh? They belonged to the High Prosecutor that used to occupy my current office. I have my reasons, but let's just say I was charged with keeping them as they were. Then that means the thief must have also wanted the file for a specific reason, right? It would seem so. Only the pages related to that case from 10 years ago are missing. I wonder why anyone would care about such an old case. Who knows? DL6? Question mark? A well-crafted, high-quality sofa for visitors. The stitching is excellent. Talk about a luxury waiting area. These babies are also great for napping, you know. You would sleep even out here, detective? In a hallway? Whenever I do, I always wind up dreaming about giving testimony up on the stand. But it always ends the same way, me getting trounced by a lawyer. Isn't that awful? That just sounds like the entirety of the Ace Attorney trilogy. Maybe I should give it a try sometime, to envision myself winning, naturally. Just don't dream that Phoenix is on the other side. I bet the thief's not under here. I guess there isn't enough space for anyone to hide under here anyway. I mean, if someone could contort themselves to fit, I'd be really impressed. Sounds to me like somebody has already tried at least once before. Okay, I believe that's all. Let's see. Yep, I would say, well, actually, the basketball goal is like 2 miles edgewards. Like, almost pretty much 2 full miles edgewards. We can't even see the top. So it definitely has to be taller than 2 miles edgeworths stacked upon each other. Hello, police officer. Is everything alright? Yes, sir. If you must know, I weighed myself this morning and I'm finally at 154 pounds. Congratulations, but I was asking about this hallway and this room. Oh, well, everything's okay, sir. A word of advice? Stay focused, or you may start to lose even more weight. Oh. Do we have logic? Let's check out the logic. Logic. Files in disarray. Master key was stolen. Was missing from approximately 1 a.m. until 2:30. However, didn't she say she used it at 1:30, so it had to have been stolen afterwards. Let's connect those. Connect. Logic. I have not completed the entire trilogy. Only, like, the first game. I'm embarrassed to say. Miss Bird, I'm afraid there's a flaw in your story. What? No way, pal. I mean, sir. You said that you locked up Mr. Porchman's office at around 1:30 a.m., correct? However, the master key had already been stolen at that time. Wow, nothing gets by you, Mr. Edgeworth. You saw that contradiction like a pro. I had totally forgotten all about that, but thanks to you, I remember it now. You're right, it was around that very time that I realized the master key was missing. And? Well, I'm a security guard, sir. I couldn't just admit to losing the master key, could I? So I pretended to lock up his room, sir. You pretended? Yeah, I used my house key and made it look like I was locking up, sir. Maggie is great. So, in actuality, you never did relock the door then? Well, I thought that maybe I could go lock it after I found the key. Come to think of it, I guess the door still hasn't been locked properly. Interesting. Shall we go in then? We should be able to just walk right in. Right? Oh, deduce. Here we go. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? Yes. It should open up. Eureka! There's a contradiction here between reality and the evidence. If what Miss Bird has said is true, then why is this door locked tight? Huh? You know, you're right. Miss Bird, are you sure you didn't relock this door? I am certain of it, sir. And I don't think Mr. Portsman noticed it himself that I hadn't. Which means... Which means... What, sir? It either means that he actually does have the key to his office, or that the door Miss Bird opened wasn't this one at all, but a completely different one. She opened a different door? But how can you prove that? There's an easy way to find out. All we need to do is... we need to examine these. Print on the master key, print on the doorknob, print on the number plate. Let's go. The print on the number plate. They will tell us all we need to know. Everything? Really? Like what, sir? Like, well, for example, and such as... Oh, that wasn't right. Oh. Well, we know for sure that Detective Gumshoe's dinner will only consist of instant noodles. Wow. That was amazing, sir. How did you know? Honestly, I'm kind of glad I failed that. Was that supposed to be a joke to cheer me up, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, that's it. Now then, we should get back to doing what we need to do, and that is... Okay, print on the doorknob. Master key? No, doorknob. Doorknob. It's definitely doorknob. I was gonna go with doorknob, and I was like, no, the name plates, or the number plates, I mean. The prints on the doorknob will tell us everything. Hey, you. Yeah, you, pal. Do us a favor and see what you can lift from this. Okay? So, what did you find out? There's no need for such belligerent nostril-flaring, detective. That's just great. That's just a great line. Sir, I have found only Mr. Portsman's and Mr. Faith's print on this doorknob. So, only two people's prints were found on this, huh? That's pretty decisive. Huh? I'm lost, sir. Thinking logically, a certain other person's prints should be on this knob as well. Now then, whose print should also be on this doorknob? Miss Maggie Bird.
Take that!
Take that! Don't you find it odd that the prints of the person who unlocked this door are absent? You mean... Yes. The door that Miss Bird opened could not have been this one, but a different one. What have we here? It's a note. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. We know, Miles, we know. What is this? Looks like a scrap of paper. I'll get it, sir. Let's see. Oh, there's something written on it. It looks like a note from the victim. I brought the three pieces of evidence by, just like we talked about on the phone, but it looks like you're out. Guess I'll catch up to you later, buddy. Yeah, it's for Mr. Portsman. Note left by the victim. Interesting. Oh, oops, nope, I accidentally clicked on it again. I meant to go click on the floor. You'll see in a moment. Right here. What's this? What are you looking at, sir? Oh, hey, how about a game? That's okay, detective. I just found the position of this hoop to be a little off. Hey, you're right, sir. I guess it's shifted when someone made a seriously sweet slam dunk. The positioning of the hoop is definitely unnatural. I'd better take note of this. There are signs that it's been moved. Basketball. Is this basketball property of Mr. Portsman? Yes, sir. He's always ready for a match. Basketball? Soccer? Dodgeball? Tennis? It doesn't matter what sport it is, he's game. Although I think it'd be a little hard to play tennis with this ball. That isn't the point you should be focusing on, Detective. You're right, sir. Now I know what I should be focusing on. Bad Mr. Portsmouth. Someone should teach him to clean his toys up after he's done playing. I think we've reached the end of this conversation. Oh gosh, I love Miles. Shall we take a look at the number plates again? Kind of majestic. Okay, well that was pointless. Alright, let's go back. Let's see what we have here. Any more logic? Logic. Nope, just the same stuff. Boom. Let's see. Do we need to examine our door again? Ooh, I don't see any signs of forced entry. And according to the guard, no signs that the lock was picked either, sir. Meaning that the door really was opened with a key. Did you happen to ask if any prints were lifted from the doorknob? Apparently the doorknob's clean as a whistle. Wiped, they think. Whoever this thief is, they did a good job of not leaving any clues behind. Investigation complete. Health restored. Poking around in this hallway has actually paid off quite handsomely. Huh? How so, sir? In a variety of different ways. I think it's time we had a little chat with the real culprit of this case. You know who the killer is? Wow, Mr. Edgeworth. As long as my logic is sound, then yes. The mastermind behind this murder is none other than Mr. Portsman. What? Mr. Portsman? I knew it. That's exactly what my logic senses were telling me, too. I suspected it was him from the instant he accused Maggie of being the killer, sir. That is anything but logical. Lady and gentlemen, prepare yourselves. Come what may, it's time to knock on Truth's door. March 14th, 5:12 a.m., High Prosecutor's Office, Room 1202. Mr. Portsman, I finished processing the bloody letter, sir. All right, let me take a gander at it. Pass it here. What a strange pass. Okay, looking good. You there, take good care of this. Whoa! Well, if it isn't Detective Gumshoe. End of the line for you, Portsman. We got you now. Call off your dog, Mr. Edgeworth. Is this some kind of joke? It's no joke. We know, Mr. Jacques Portsman, that you are the guilty party in this case. You must be pretty upset. Getting chased out of your own room? I'd be mad too. So I guess you can stay, if you promise to stay out of our way. You intend to hide your crime under the guise of a prosecutor doing his job? I can see right through the unsightly paper-thin mask you wear upon your cowl. Who would have ever thought it would come to this? Actually, come to think of it, your mentor was Manfred von Karma, right? The legendary prosecutor who never lost a single case for 40 long years? Until Phoenix Wright came along. But there was always this incessant chatter about forged evidence with that guy. Really teaches me that I've got to stay on the lookout for false accusations. You know, are you done trying to play mind games with me? Because they won't work. The only thing you should be using that mouth of yours for now is explaining yourself. Although that too will only dig your hole deeper. Either way, your game is up. Well, aren't we full of ourselves, even though you have yet to prove anything? Mr. Portman's rebuttal. I have no idea what sort of harebrained idea you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? Look, I feel bad doing this to you, but I've got work to do, so we're done here. Sorry, but we are not finished. Yet. Boy, you're stubborn. I suppose you're basing your accusations on something. I'll show you what I'm basing my accusation on, with evidence. Rebuttal from Mr. Portsman. I have no idea what sort of harebrained ideas you have in mind, but there's a mountain of evidence that points away from me being the culprit. Besides, how, may I ask, do you propose I unlocked your door and got in here? You shouldn't have asked that, because, well, we have evidence. Brum, 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 brum. With the key, I'm hoping? I believe you are able to open my office door, with the master key, no less. Wait. Hold on for a sec. I never laid a finger on that key, as you already know. Precisely. You were able to open my door without lifting a single finger. Have I seen the Minecraft movie yet? I have not seen it yet, but I'm probably going to see it this week. I will definitely relay what I think of it once I've seen it. Well, maybe you did, but only to direct. That's right. You use your finger to direct this person to open my door with the key, Miss Maggie Bird.
Take that!
You had asked Miss Bird to open your own office door for you, yes? Yeah, I kind of forgot my key at home. Happens a bit too often for my taste, you know. But the room you had Miss Bird open at that time was not your own, was it? What? You have quite the imagination. But why don't we ask the girl herself whose door she opened, shall we? I'm certain that it was Mr. Portsman's door, sir. I checked the number plate to make sure I was opening the right door, sir. See, Miss Bird backs up my story. Yet, what if you had misled her, to fool her into thinking what you wanted? Ha! And how do you suppose I did that? By switching the number plate on our doors, for example. That's right! They do slide out pretty easily. Furthermore, you then used one other thing to give a very strong impression. That the door she was opening was yours and not, in fact, mine. What was it that Mr. Portsman used to make Miss Bird think that it was his room? The nameplate and the basketball goal.
Take that!
Take that. What? The basketball hoop, sir? It's quite the peculiar fixture in any hallway, let alone a hallway in this building. Which is why it left an unusually strong. I think that's supposed to be an unusually strong impression on you. Otherwise, I think it actually would be a usually. No, and usually? Oh, well. It's an object perfectly suited to sit just outside the office of a peculiar prosecutor. You know, are we going to talk about the fact that these guys, like, were next to each other office-wise, yet didn't know who they were? Had never met or anything, and they were office neighbors? That is kind of weird. Gwa! That's very true, sir, because there was a basketball hoop sitting there. I thought the door I was opening had to be Mr. Portsman's. There are signs that the hoop has been moved. To sit in front of my office, to be sure. I see. So that's how you throw suspicion on people. Thanks for the tip. But I think your conjecture is a little off the racetrack. Says the one who's already inaccurately blamed 3 people for a murder. That he committed, to be fair. Conjecture's rebuttal. Now you're just spouting nonsense. I had the girl open my office door. After that, I was in my room the entire time. You don't have a single reason to suspect me. Oof, except for that note your detective partner left underneath your door. So he intends to claim his innocence to the end, does he? I'm as pure and innocent as my jacket. And Miss Bird is as dirty and guilty as the jacket she wears. My jacket's not dirty, I'll have you know. I just washed it yesterday. Please calm down, for I intend to show who is the one truly covered in slime here. Hint, it's not Miss Bird. In the entire time, were you? Oh, this note left by your partner. Conviction! That was a lie. What are you talking about? How is that a lie? This is a note that the victim left for you, Mr. Portsman. A note? It was left under your door, or did you not notice? And right here it says, "But you're out." You were not in your room when the victim came to call on you. So then, where were you and what were you doing? Shall I explain it in full detail for you? You were busy snooping around in my room, the very room you had Miss Bird open for you. That's just nonsense. You have no evidence I made the girl open your door for me. Oh, but I do. I have very decisive evidence. No way. This is proof positive that you had Miss Bird open the door for you. Let's see. I'm thinking it might have something to do with fingerprints. Yes, here we go. Take that. I had your door dusted for prints. My door? What for? Come on, I bet you didn't find anything. You sure are good at wasting time. All right. I didn't find anything. And definitely not Miss Bird's fingerprints. Her prints? What do they have to do with anything? Let's put it this way. If she really was the one who opened your door... I just realized his name is Portsman, as in sportsman. Oh my gosh! I didn't know that either. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Once again, the name... Whoever's in the names department of these Ace Attorney games, they're doing a great job. Then her print should naturally be on the doorknob she touched. Further, all of the prints on my office door's knob have been wiped clean off. I can only assume it's because Miss Bird's fingerprints were on it. For real, Miles, for real. Don't you think it's time you gave up your charade? We know you stole into my office with the intent of stealing something from me, and Detective Faith found you out, possibly because he heard sounds coming from a room whose occupant was on leave. Mr. Portsman, you killed Mr. Faith to silence him, and I had the misfortune to return when I did. You had to threaten me as you escaped. As I said when you had the gun to my back. No one gets away with committing murder in my office. We never had the 2 bullets explained yet, or we haven't had them explained yet. And just what's so funny, pal? Well, that look of stiff seriousness on the face of this office's finest prosecutor, as he makes a huge mistake in accusing me, is simply too much to bear. There's just nothing else like it in the world. What? Mr. Edgeworth just explained it all, and he even backed it up. You're the murderer. Stop trying to be slippery and just admit to the crime already. And as I said earlier, it's all so circumstantial, so full of conjecture. You say you checked my doorknob for prints. Well, I can readily confess that I had wiped that knob down very well. Eh? I'm a little obsessive compulsive, you see. I didn't want to touch a doorknob that you had touched, which is why I wiped the knob down as soon as I could after you opened the door. After that, it makes perfect sense that only Jim's and my own prints would be on there. You made that up just now, didn't you? Furthermore, as for the note Jim left for me, do you know exactly when that was? For all we know, he could have left it there before I arrived at the office. Like, early evening, for example? Are you saying you failed to notice a note in your doorway? Hey, even geniuses fail at times. Like, with how you failed to commit this murder and also successfully steal something? I was probably too preoccupied by work-related matters, although that's no excuse. Now that's just a flat-out lie. There's no way you didn't notice a note that size. Ah, but you can't prove that, can you? Say something, Mr. Edgeworth. Back me up here, sir. Yeah, Portsman makes a good point. I can't prove that he didn't simply overlook it. Besides, I have an airtight alibi. Airtight, you say? I only just realized I had one as we were talking. I guess it would have been better for all of us if I had told you sooner. Yeah, you're no kidding. Portsman's alibi. If memory serves, you came back to this office at around 2 a.m., correct? And it was then that you had that unfortunate confrontation at gunpoint with the culprit. But at exactly that time, I was down in criminal affairs. Ask around. I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi. No such thing as the perfect alibi. Do you really think it's that perfect? Like I said, I don't care. Ask around all you like. You'll see for yourself. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, yes, sir. I'll go check out his alibi, sir. Be right back. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, I think we're in trouble. It's just like Mr. Portsman said. The guys down in criminal affairs said they saw him at around 2 a.m. You see, all the evidence points to him being the culprit. So there must be a contradictory point in his alibi somewhere. Let's see if we can find it. You came to this office back to this office around 2 a.m. I think we told him that. Actually, we may not have told him the time. Let's at least press. We may not have told him the time. You are correct. It was around 2 a.m. Are you sure? It's really important to me that you're spot on with the time. I remember checking my watch then, and make no mistake, it was 2. Ooh, giving testimony like a pro. Okay, so you came back to your office at 2. Unfortunate incident. Down in criminal affairs. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's a perfect alibi. Well, they definitely did. Okay, well, let's press. Oh no, not present. I am not confident on anything. Press here. Hold it. It is as you say, however. Yes, however, you're the only one who claims to have bumped into the culprit. So tell me, did you see the person's face? Was it me who you saw? It was pitch black, so I couldn't see. Oh, come now. I'm sure you saw something. Try a little harder, why don't you? I'm beginning to feel like I'm the one being interrogated here. Oh well, it doesn't matter if you remember or not. It only matters that you ran into the culprit. Exactly at that time, I was down in criminal affairs, not corporate affairs. That's something entirely different. So, you paid the criminal affairs department a visit. Yep, right after I left the prosecutor's building, I headed straight for the precinct. Ask around, I'm sure the other detectives will corroborate my story. It's the perfect alibi.
Hold it!
Well, we did go and ask around to confirm your testimony. And it was just as I said, right? Yes, sir. A number of detectives said that they saw you at around that time. See, I have the perfect alibi. That's the ace I had up my sleeve. Impossible. He actually does have the perfect alibi. What's wrong? Why the sudden sullen look on your face? Can't you say anything back, Mr. Edgeworth? Heh, I think we've reached the end of the line, and it's time to get off this crazy train. You there. Sir, please escort the young lady out, but remember, be gentle. Maggie! Detective Gumshoe. He belongs in corporate affairs for real. Is there anything I can do? There must be a way to turn this situation around. If only I had a clue. Did I miss something that can help me cast doubt on his alibi? Who could it have been? Who could the culprit have been? I need to calmly think this through one more time, and with logic! Files in disarray, another handgun. Wait, another handgun. It was a different gun, so it had to have been a different person. There were 2 bullets left at the scene of the crime. One that robbed Mr. Faith of his life. And one that nearly robbed me of my jacket. What a line. That's a great line. However, the murder weapon only shows signs of being fired once, meaning that it is entirely possible that a second gun was used in my office tonight. But, seeing as how the killer had to steal Mr. Faith's gun, I doubt the killer had another gun up their sleeve. Therefore, the second gun could have been the property of an entirely different person, which could mean that there was another person who paid a visit to my office tonight. Files in disarray, and that explains why the files were left in disarray twice. Or rearranged twice, at least. Eureka! Wait, where is this? Here we go, we got it. There should be a Eureka there, too, honestly. Supposing there was yet another visitor tonight. That would also resolve the issue of why my shelves were upended twice. We know that the shelves were disturbed once before and once after the murder. So it shouldn't be much of a stretch to think that it was the work of 2 different people. Once by the person who stole the victim's gun and then killed him with it, and once again after the murder by our second culprit. Who was the owner of the second gun? If we suppose that the second culprit's gun was the one that was pointed at my back. Objection! Mr. Portsman, it seems that I need to amend my assumptions regarding this case. Great, so you've finally come to your senses. Mr. Edgeworth? Sir, what are you saying? This has been a big misunderstanding on my part from the start. I had assumed that the person I ran into was the killer, but that may not be the case. What do you mean? The person I ran into was just your average thief. A thief? But, sir, doesn't that cause some sort of contradiction in the facts? Not at all. It simply means that the killer was someone else. And it means that in actuality, 2 culprits stole into my office tonight. What do you mean 2? It explains both why my shelves were disturbed twice and how there were 2 guns. Mr. Portsman tricked Miss Bird and gained entry into my office. Oh, that's right, she didn't relock the office.
Objection!
Now you're just leading the argument. You still don't have any actual proof, you know. If you could please go along with my hypothetical scenario for now, Mr. Portsman. In the end, if you really are innocent, you should have nothing to worry about. Grr. Now then, returning to my scenario. Mr. Portsman was out to steal something from me. Which is why he checked my secret safe and ransacked my shelves. This is the first time. So then, this would be when the files were put back in the wrong order, right? Correct. And then, just when he was about to look somewhere else, who should walk in but his own partner, Mr. Faith. But why did Mr. Faith come into your room, sir? He probably had business with Mr. Portsman, which is why he was in the area. But that's when he noticed sounds coming from my office, would be my guess. Oh, because you were supposed to be away, right? And he must have thought it was odd, so he came into this office to check it out. Correct. And as a detective, that was the right thing to do. But when he came in, he found his own partner standing there. Because it was Mr. Portsman, Mr. Faith probably let his guard down. But Mr. Portsman was not so merciful as to let him leave alive. He waited for a chance and stole Mr. Faith's gun from him, and then... Pow! He killed him. He silenced Mr. Faith for catching him in the act of stealing. Looking nervous. He's looking nervous. This was the moment in which the first shot was fired, the one that landed in my files. Following that, Mr. Portsman wiped the gun down and left it behind as he made his exit. He could afford to do that because he had also left the fake dying message behind. You're such a complicated troublemaker, you know that? Well, if things were as simple as that, then all would be solved. However, there was yet another visitor to my room, and this is where it gets complicated. There was another visitor, sir? Yes, and this one other person's objective was also to steal something from me. Now then, even after Mr. Portsman left, the door to my office remained unlocked. However, this new visitor had no way of knowing that, and so, they stole the master key from the security guard's room. And then entered my room and searched through my shelves. Oh, that's right. It didn't matter that she had left the door open already. That the key was stolen by somebody. Kind of throws a hitch into Portsman's plan there. This was the second time they were disturbed, and it seems the thief found their prize. The stolen 0 file, right, sir? Correct. Only just as the thief was about to leave with the file, I appeared. The thief then threatened me with their own gun, and made their escape. The second bullet was fired during that brief encounter. So the shelves getting messed up twice in the 2 bullets, it was all because 2 different people were doing those things at 2 different times. Precisely. So, now do you see, Mr. Portsman? The person I met with was just a thief, and was not, in fact, Mr. Faith's killer. Your alibi for the time frame in which I ran into the other person is now irrelevant, because we now know that the murder took place during the first culprit's visit. Objection! What objection do you have? Ha 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 ha. What's so funny, pal? Absolutely splendid. Your scenario explains everything. Of course it does. It's Mr. Edgeworth after all. But you know, it still doesn't change the fact that it's all circumstantial. Supposing if, and that's a big if, your theory is right. It would indeed render my alibi, which has withstood scrutiny, mind you, irrelevant. Hello CNSC, welcome to the stream. When is next FNAF stream? I'm not sure yet, but it's sometime this week. Sometime this week. But there is still one defining point of your argument for which you have no evidence. Your supposition that I was the first visitor? Grr, Mr. Edgeworth, you can't let him get away with that, sir. But he has a point. I have absolutely no proof at this point. Don't say that, sir. I don't believe this. Don't worry, Maggie. I'll do something if I must. You know something? I find your attitude to be somewhat peculiar, Mr. Edgeworth. If the person you met really was just a plain old thief, then why is that person not your main suspect? That is, if your theory is correct. Portsman's Alibi Part 2. Let's go with the music. Let's go. That thief you ran into should be your real suspect, wouldn't you say? We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby. I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room. And when Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left. Interesting, interesting. So you think we should be out there looking for the thief? Of course. Now isn't the time to be having these dead-end discussions. I don't think it's all dead-ended. I find your alibi to be fascinating. Just wait, the Ace Attorney Investigations 2 LSC is even better. Oh, dang. I can't wait for that then. Let's continue where we left off, shall we? I did not do the right voice for that, but it's fine. I know he's lying. I know he was here, at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. Alright, the rebuttal. That thief you ran into should be a real suspect, wouldn't you say? Why is that? Hold it. Actually, no, I wouldn't. Well, why not? That's elementary. The dying message, of course. Mr. Faith's killer very clearly left those letters on the spines of those files, and it was after they were on there that the thief stole one of them. You mean the Zero files, right? And that's how we also know the letters themselves were a setup, and not from Mr. Faith. If the thief was the killer, do you think they would try to undermine themselves? Maybe the killer just didn't think of that either. Yes, that must be it. Maybe, just maybe. We should be out there looking for that thief right now. They might still be nearby.
Hold it!
Hold it! Once escaped, I highly doubt a thief would linger nearby. Well, you never know. Maybe they didn't get what they were really after. Oh? You talk like you know quite a bit about this thief. It's nothing like that. I have no idea about anything. After all... I hate to repeat myself, but as I've already said, I was training in my room.
Hold it!
But according to Mr. Faith's note... Hold on, I thought we already cleared that up. Didn't we say that Jim left that note for me in the early evening? If you have proof that he left it at a different time, say just before he was murdered... Oh wait, I know what the contradiction is. I don't have any, no. You see, so I insist again that I was in my office the entire time. Except for... When Jim came to deliver some evidence to me, I was down at Criminal Affairs. But you weren't, though. Not yet. Why didn't you go there with Mr. Faith? That's because he said he was tired and was going to take a quick nap. You know those sofas in the hallway? He likes to sleep on those. It's one of his habits. And what of the evidence he brought? They were things related to yesterday's case. Just 2 items, a gun and a pendant. Interesting. This piece of testimony seems too crucial to let slip through the cracks. Let's press him on that.
Hold it!
Hold it! A gun and a pendant. Yes, this gun, which was the murder weapon. And this pendant, which belonged to the victim. And why were you taking them to Criminal Affairs? There was something in a past case file I wanted to compare these two to. But all this has nothing to do with... Wait. Oh yeah. But all this has nothing to do with this case right now. Anyway, I believe you'll find the long paper trail I left to be to your satisfaction. This is all matching up with what Detective Gumshoe found out. I got the hiccups again. So I can't be expected to know what happened around here after I left.
Hold it!
Hold it! I can't expect you to know, can I? Nope, but I guess you can expect me to take a guess based on logical deductions. Oh, then let's see you deduce. I bet you should have heard the gunshot. I guess maybe he would have been gone. That's right. Wait, no, he was only gone the second time, wasn't he? I guess he's saying he's been in criminal affairs the whole time, though. Jim waited for me to leave, and then stole the master key. For the purpose of sneaking into your room, of course. And that's when Miss Bird caught him red-handed, and the murder occurred. It's all exactly as I had laid out earlier. I know he's lying. I know he was here, at the scene of the crime. I just have to find a way to prove it. What evidence do we have? Something tells me it's not the basketball goal. Then again, it could be. You never know. Let's see. Okay, the book. The master key. What about profiles? Buddy Faith. Gumshoe. Portsman. Bird. Why would Buddy want to break into the office, though? I mean, I guess we really don't know exactly why Portsman wants to break into the office yet, though, either. Even though we know he did it. It was stolen from the security office. Found at 2:05 a.m. Miss Bird says she locked this door, but her prints were not found on the doorknob. The safe. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Buddy, he claims that he told Buddy about the safes. So we can't use that anymore. And when Jim came to deliver... What about this fourth piece? He brought me 2 items, a gun and a pendant, that are related to yesterday's case. Let's see. What does this note say? Again, can we see it? I brought 3 pieces of evidence. He says 3. He said 3, not 2. He said 3. 3. Object. Tisk. Only 2 pieces of evidence. I believe the proper phrase here is, you failed. Excuse me? You failed as a prosecutor, Mr. Portsman, as you intend to keep evidence hidden from me. What are you talking about? I haven't hidden anything from you. Well, here's a piece I think you should read carefully. Ah, it says that Mr. Faith was bringing 3 pieces. Yes, and this is the victim's real dying message to you, Mr. Portsman. This is so off topic, but what's your favorite Pokemon? Mimikyu. I actually have a Mimikyu back there. I don't know if you can see it right now on the camera because my camera's so small. Wait, hold on. Switch over to this for just a second. I have a Mimikyu right here. It's my favorite Pokemon. Alright. Where is the missing piece of evidence? You have it, don't you? Only the guilty would make such a face. Detective Gumshoe. You don't have to say it, sir. I'll pat the guy down from head to toe. Oh my gosh, I think he just elbowed him in the face. What? Don't come any closer, I'm warning you. This is all part of the investigation, pal, so don't even think about stopping me. No! You love Mimikyu? Honestly, Mimikyu is, just the best. Hey, what's this? What's this? I was gonna say, what's this all about? What's this? He had this on him, sir. Despite what you said, it would appear that you do have something to hide. But why would he hide something like that? There's only one reason why anyone would hide evidence of this caliber. Because it would unequivocally point to that person himself as the real killer. Let's examine this videotape in a little more detail for the section of the tape that will drive the last nail into his coffin. The KG8 incident. The KG8 incident. Tougher to hear, or tougher to say than you would think. That's a police case number, sir. Does that mean this video is evidence from that case? Interesting. However, what's recorded on this isn't what's important right now. Let's give the casing a thorough once-over. Okie doke. Oh, that's blood. Ah, that's blood, isn't it? Yes, and I believe this is what the good prosecutor was trying to hide from us. This blood is still fresh. You mean this might be Detective Faith's blood? No, you got it all wrong. No amount of denial can save you. We have but to run a blood test to find the truth. You told us that you had received evidence from the victim earlier. Now you will tell us when and how did the victim's blood find its way onto this video. Yeah, it's totally suspicious. Was it at the moment of his death? Did Detective Faith have this videotape on his personage when you killed him? You know very well there's no way to prove that. Not even if we were to examine this tape for fingerprints. Yeah. If I had to take a guess, I'd say that the only ones on here would belong to the murderous you and Mr. Faith. No, impossible, I'm... He just ate his medal. Oh, I think he's dead now. March 14th, 5:47 a.m. High Prosecutor's Offices, room 1202. Mr. Portsman has been placed under arrest for the murder of Detective Buddy Faith, sir. Very good. And the results we got back from the lab techs on the tape turned out to be real solid, sir. The blood work came back and it was definitely Mr. Faith's blood on there. And as a bonus, they were also able to lift a few of Mr. Faith's fingerprints as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Edgeworth. I still can't believe I got to see your cool deduction skills outside the courtroom. He got a little hungry. He thought it was one of those chocolate gold medals. Instead, it was just gold. I'm impressed beyond words, sir. It was nothing. I'm just sorry you got caught up in a murder in my office. Please accept my apologies. Ah, it was nothing. Really, compared to what I've been through, I mean. I consider myself lucky that it was only a burglary and a murder this time, sir. If it had been a holdup or a hostage situation, I'd have thrown my hands up in the air. I think I'm finally rising up from a goddess of misfortune to just an unlucky person. Something tells me we should have hired a different person for security detail. You know something, sir? That Mr. Portsman really was one corrupt prosecutor. And why would you say he was corrupt? Well, I heard that there were a number of suspicious things related to his court cases. There's even rumors about how some of the evidence he uses is forged, sir. Forged evidence, huh? And they say he even decided not to prosecute a few cases for some really vague reasons. Ooh, that guy was a complete disgrace to the entire profession. We never did get around to asking what his reason was for breaking into my office. Yeah, whenever we got near that topic, he just clammed up. Although, we can be pretty certain that it was to steal something. This is just between you and me, sir, but there's a rumor that some sort of huge organization is involved behind the scenes. Oh, well. With Mr. Portsman not willing to divulge anything, it certainly leads credence to that rumor. It would seem that we haven't heard of the last of this. Huh? That Mr. Portsman isn't the bad guy? I didn't say that, but rather that there are still many more mysteries for us to solve. For example, we still haven't figured out the significance of this piece of evidence. Plop.
Take
This
that.
file. The person who stole this file. The other villain of the night. Yeah, I wonder who it was. And what happened to the stolen pages? I wonder, who in the world was it that held me up at gunpoint? Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Yes? I came across this while I was processing your office earlier, sir. This card. What is it, sir? Is that a bird or something on there? It's not just any bird. It is the mark of the raven, a three-legged raven. It is? I can't tell. I'll take your word for it, Miles. Even you should know what this is, Detective. Oh, it's about that thing, isn't it? That great thief everyone is talking about? Yes, it is the mark of the great thief Yatagarasu. Under the mark of a legendary bird, the Yatagarasu is noble to the end, a modern Robin Hood. Labeled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appears and vanishes at will. The Yatagarasu! Oh, he haunts the embassy as well. Though we don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu likes to find and make public evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. The theft is always performed in silence, and always with perfection. Once a target is chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement is sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation is infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found is sent out to the mass media, along with this single card. Although it has been a while since the Yatagarazu's last appearance, although it's been a while since the Yatagarazu's last appearance. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, look, something's written on the back. What? Let me see. It's the location of where the thief put the stolen files. So the person who stole the contents of the file was the Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. Organization. Quite a few key words are popping up in this mystery. The murder in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Looking back, I can't say I didn't see these events coming. For they were heralded by the incidents that began to occur 2 days ago. On to episode 2. Yes, even in the depths of the night, when no other bird dares to take flight. You gotta love the Yatagarasu. Well, at least from what I know about it so far. Okay. Here we go. Where do I need to save? Probably right here. Let's save right here. We'll write the save. Episode 2, beginning. Opening. That's funny that they just said they have beginning and opening right here. Okay. We're gonna try to do the opening. We'll see how far we can get in. I'm only gonna stream for about 20 or so more minutes. So we'll get what we can. We'll get through with as much as this opening as we can, and then I'll continue on tomorrow with all of episode 2, and hopefully a little bit of episode 3 as well, if not about half of it. Okay, Turnabout Airlines were taken to the skies. And by the way, this is, if you haven't seen this before, this is sort of going back in the timeline, because this episode Oh, wait, I keep on saving. Hold on. This episode takes place, Turnabout Airlines, takes place approximately, what is it, a day before? Actually, even, I think it might even be the day of if you don't count it being like 2 a.m. as a new day. It's like the day before, though, or a day or two before, while Miles is heading home is when this one takes place. Right before, a day or two before with the case we just did. Start from this episode. Yeah, Episode 2. Turnabout Airlines. I think Miles is about to explain this to us. 2 days before? Okay. Something in the office, I think. The return of the great thief Yadagarasu. What did the first thing say? Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day, 2 days ago. Ah, yes, Miles, you are right. Miles Edgeworth just said it. Just confirmed it. 2 days earlier. Oh, the murder that occurred in my office is what I missed. Oh my gosh. You good? You good, Miles? Oh? Oh, it was just wine. Two days before. Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Thank you for flying GoU Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Oh. I think that's just the wine. I legitimately, I know I say jam a lot, but this one's actually wine. Oh my gosh. He just looks so goofy. Just laying down like this, but like a good goofy. Like a really good goofy. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight G390. First floor, lounge. Here lies Hugo Hughes. Up there. Although here really lies Miles Edgeworth. I know, poor Edgeworth for real. If anybody didn't watch my original series on the first game of Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, the Ace Attorney trilogy, or if you've never seen this, or like the Phoenix Wright trilogy before, Ace Attorney trilogy before, Miles is afraid of, well, earthquakes, and the fact he's not afraid of elevators per se, but he's even more scared of earthquakes within elevators, so this is just not a good time for him. He has trauma. You got this, buddy. Stand up. You got this. Now, it wasn't an earthquake that happened, obviously. We're up in the air, but it was turbulence, which felt like it. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Ha, slight turbulence indeed. Lots of earthquake and elevator-related trauma, for real. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. I suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight. Though admittedly, I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. Oof. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? Nyeh, my head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. Oh, I forgot it gave us the backstory. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. Darn it. I need to behave like one. Just for the record, he didn't actually say darn it, but it felt like the moment, you know? What the? What in the world happened? Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Eek! He's dead! Please calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer! What? No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. Oh, Miles has been framed needs to be the episode for tomorrow, not right now. March 12th, 6:41 a.m. Flight G390, second floor, first class. Actually, you know what? This is a bit sneaky here, a bit cheeky, they might say. But I think some therapy would do him justice. No, you're so right. I think that we're gonna save and end it here on the cliffhanger. That's just good storytelling. All right, there we go. Let's exit the game. All right, well, that was a good first day. We completed the first... Oh, we can save it here, too. We completed the first case, the first episode. I had the hiccups again. Yes, cliffhanger. Now, I will be streaming this again tomorrow, so please do tune in to that. It probably will be a little bit earlier than what today's stream was. So just keep a lookout there on the schedule tab. I'm thinking probably a couple hours earlier. But let's see. I guess I'll just overwrite this is the right one. Yeah. This was so unnecessary. I did not need to save again. But I get paranoid. All right. Okay, before we end things off for today, though, I would like to promote my merch. Go check out Classic Cookie Gaming, shop.fourthwall.com. You get some cool merch like this right here, the Classic Cookie Crew. There's also a brand new merch line that just dropped Wednesday. I'll be beginning to wear some of that merch very, very soon. It's almost arrived. And I'll be wearing that on stream a lot more so you can see it. But if you want to check it out for yourself now, definitely go click the link in the description below that takes you to my shop, or just go to Classic Cookie Gaming shop.fourthwall.com. I'd also like to promote my main channel, Classic Cookie Gaming, because I've been, I've been doing some work over there. Got that FNAF, the first episode of my trying to 3-star FNAF series is up over there. I guess just the continuation of the one I started on here. At any rate, that dropped yesterday, so go check out that video if you like some FNAF. Also, if you like the Ace Attorney universe, go over there and check out my Phoenix Wright series, my Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy with Lindsay series. If you want to see, even if you want to watch 2 of them as well, or me playing through the entirety of the first game already, then go check out my original series I did on it with just myself. That one is also up there. That one's the whole game, and right now, the one with Lindsay we're only about, we're on the 4th case on that one. But enough of that. Thank you so much for watching episode number 1 of my Ace Attorney Investigations collection. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a like down below and subscribe for some more Ace Attorney Investigations collection in the future, and click that notification bell so you can see whenever I go live. Alrighty. Without further ado, let's roll that sweet, sweet outro music. Thanks everyone for joining in. Until next time, go find a good book to read and have an amazing day. Bye!